There is a serious dark disharmony brewing in Robyn and Kody's household that cannot be ignored. And I know I'm going to get comments about being an alarmist, but it is what it is. I would rather talk about it than ignore it. Robyn and Kody's us versus the world, Romeo and Juliet of polygamy narrative is unsustainable for the long term. And now they've roped in Aurora and Breanna into what they think is showing off how progressive they've become, but really it's just shining a light on how oppressive the living conditions in Kody and Robyn's household have been for years. This church shopping storyline is making me uncomfortable, and we have a lot to discuss, so let's just get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. Call me naive, but I really used to think no way would serious mistreaters, you know, the A word that rhymes with caboose that often gets videos demonetized, no way would those kind of bad guys go on reality television and frolic around showing off for the world to see just how horribly they treat people. I always thought bad guys need a cloak of darkness. They need to move around in the shadows. Nay, naive Sarah. Contrary to popular belief, some bad guys are so narcissistic, they are bold enough to showcase their mistreatment of others on a global scale, like being on a reality TV show. And sometimes it's hard to detect just how bad people are treating others because you end up liking the family on TV. And gosh, if you called out the bad treatment, maybe the show would get canceled. TLC has a track record of featuring families that literally have criminal behavior going on behind the scenes. Colin Gosselin just levied some really gnarly allegations against his mother, Kate. There is, of course, all of the scandals of Josh Duggar from 19 Kids and Counting. There's Toby Willis from the Willis Family, Little People, Big World, and Honey Boo Boo. All of these shows were literally rife with actual criminal behavior happening behind the scenes and sometimes in front of our eyes. I've been following the case of Ruby Franke, you know, the mom of the family vlogging channel 8 Passengers, who is now serving a minimum 4-year prison sentence for child abuse. 8 Passenger followers have been sounding the alarms for years, saying there's something off with Ruby and the way she treats her kids, only to get shut down for being hysterical or too dramatic. I've seen numerous content creators covering the Ruby Franke case who have been covering the family for years say that they wish that they have spoken out more. This whole church shopping storyline with Robyn's adult daughters is seriously making me uncomfortable. And I already know I'm going to get comments saying, Sarah, you're too much. Be careful who you're drawing comparisons to. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'd rather be too much than too little. I'm not going to sit here and outright accuse Kody and Robyn of anything specific because I don't have concrete evidence of anything. But what I will say is this is not a healthy environment for anybody to be living in inside the McMansion. And it's written all over Aurora and Breanna's faces. You cannot sit here and tell me these are the faces of two well-adjusted young adults. Did you guys watch The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt? Great show, highly recommend. Aurora, Breanna, and Robyn going church shopping literally reminds me of when Kimmy is coming out of the bunker.
So, you guys been thinking of questions? Like things you want to ask them? But
it's here. It's all still here.
It's like they don't know what to do with their hands. They have no idea what typical human interaction looks like anymore. I want to sit here and crack jokes about it, but this is fucking real life for Aurora and Breanna, and that is disturbing. Robyn and Kody are attempting to show how progressive they are now. We are open-minded and any religion is cool with us. But if you take in the entire optics of the situation, what we have here is a mom chaperoning her adult daughters to church. How many of us in our 20s would bring a parent along with us on a date or a job interview or out with friends? These girls are looking for a social outlet, and they don't feel comfortable doing so without Kody and Robyn's expressed acceptance. I think a lot of us in our 20s would appreciate our parents' opinions or their input, but we aren't requiring their approval before pulling the trigger on making any decisions. And here's the thing that's making me really uncomfortable with this storyline. They are literally telling us that Kody and Robyn are on vastly different pages when it comes to their religious beliefs. Kody is very vocal in his outrage towards their church, but Robyn is telling us that she would still very much be part of the AUB if she could.
What has your experience been like with religion? Has it been positive, negative, both?
I mean, especially with the way that things sort of ended up. If you didn't think the same way that they thought, then you weren't welcome. I actually had a really positive experience in our church. This whole situation of the family has challenged my identity. Never pictured myself as a monogamist. Never thought it'd be just Kody and I. If I had a guarantee we would have a positive, successful experience, I would be interested in living plural marriage again. The act of marrying a plural wife is very sacred and very serious, and can't just be done with anyone. It has to be done with the right people, the people who have been given the authority to perform those marriages. I wouldn't ever live it again without being a part of our church, like very active in our church. I just don't see how one works without the other.
Aurora says if you didn't think the way they thought, you weren't welcome. And Robyn is just like, well, I don't know what everyone is complaining about. I had a great experience in the AUB. And I'm just like, as a 19-year-old unwed mother, Robyn, like, be so fucking for real. Robyn is saying she would live plural marriage again if she got a guarantee that it would be a good experience, but she would only do it as an active member of the AUB. Those are the people that have the true authority. I have to believe that the only way Robyn is able to keep the peace inside her home is that she tiptoes around the issue of religion, and she certainly never voices her opinion. I mean, I know that in the episode airing tomorrow, Kody is going to blame her for him being stuck in polygamy so long, particularly with Mary. We have been told multiple times this season about how intense Kody can be about anything from putting on your pajamas, hello murder face, to ranting about being wronged by Robyn's beloved church. I can only imagine it must be extremely stressful to live with someone as emotionally unpredictable as Kody. And that's why we literally see Aurora cry when she discusses the possibility of going to church.
I cried a lot. The first time I cried, I saw them warming up the musicians, the worship team.
Yeah.
And thought Breanna would make such a great fit up there, and then I started getting emotional.
Really? You're emotional. It filled a need.
It was just really nice to be around people who were like proud and sort of supporting each other and like unashamed of singing and praising about what they believed in.
Aurora breaking down over going to church made me really concerned, I have to be honest. It seems like what she meant to say was she was excited to be around people, period. And how confusing can Kody be? Kody is apparently ranting and raving about how wrong he's been by the AUB, and yet he still feels drawn to at least be mainstream LDS. The mainstream Mormon church wouldn't accept Madison or McKelty unless they outright rejected Kody's lifestyle. So why is Kody pushing Aurora and Breanna in that direction? That is so bizarre to me. And really listen to what Robyn and Kody say here about Kody and his strong opinions.
Dad and I are not going to give you.
Well, we're not forcing any religion on you.
Well, we're not going to give you any strong opinions.
Mom's not going to give you any strong opinions. I'm going to try and be more careful about my strong opinions.
I'm trying to keep him a little quieter.
This is the mistake I've made so many times as a religious parent, was trying to tell them. It's hard because their life experience has got to be from their choices.
This is such a clunky attempt to save face, and you can tell just how confusing this is for Aurora and Breanna. Clearly, freedom of religion has not been a thing in the McMansion, you know, with Kody's strong opinions and all. And now Robyn is like, hey girls, you can be whatever you want to be. And the girls are like, this feels like a trap. And it is, ladies, so you are smart to be cautious. Aurora and Breanna are college-aged young women, and their timid, jumpy demeanor really reminds me of dogs that come from abusive homes. I'm not saying they are dogs. I'm saying that their demeanor is like they tiptoe around Kody like they are hoping not to trigger something and set him off, which is exactly what people and animals do when they've lived their whole lives in emotionally and physically unstable environments. This whole storyline is just so dark to me. I think it explicitly shows us just how controlling life is in Kody and Robyn's house. And I think if they're willing to show this to us, we need to be willing to listen and not disregard it. As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Check out my second channel, Sarah Spills, and my podcast, Mostly Harmless. Links for both of those will be down in the description as well. Follow me on Instagram, Threads, X, and TikTok at Reality Squad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.